What's going on, DMV Sports Zone fans? You live with Gary Russell Jr., the one and only. 22-0. Come the 9th of next month, hopefully, God willing, we'll be 23-0.
He's been an Olympian, National Golden Glove champion, ESPN Prospect of the Year, and a future world champion. He is Mr. Gary Russell Jr.
There it is.
You seen him on HBO, now on Showtime, you know, with Al Heyman. He's happy to be with there. And he's staying active. He has some problems with maybe some hand stuff, but he's right back into it. He's always stayed busy. Gary, you got something coming up real soon, right?
Yeah, August 9th, we're preparing for tough bout a guy, Juan. He's 23-4, I believe, for 8 KOs. We take no fight lightly at all. You know, I'm coming back off a hand injury. I had 8 weeks rehab. I broke my a bone in my left hand. You know, taking the proper precautions about going about it. Training camp is going wonderful.
And not to look past that, of course, but there could be something in the future. Right now, he's ranked number 2 in the WBO, Gary is, and it could be something very, very hopeful in the future, provided he, of course, gets past his opponent on 9th.
Yeah, most definitely. Honestly, this bout here is supposed to have been for one of the WBO world titles. Unfortunately, because of my minor setback, you know, my last bout, we want to take a tune-up to see how the hand is going to bounce back from it, you know, and everything. And immediately right after, what's the guy, Orlando, and Orlando Cruz, they're going to compete for the WBO belt at August the 17th. They have 90 days from that date, the winner, to compete with me. So I'll just let them hold on to it for the meantime.
Hey Gary, there is a lot of demand. It's coming up. When Rigondo goes to 122, Rigondo,
Right.
you are one of the boxers people want to fight. When you and him are ready, I want you to give us an opinion on if that fight happens. All of you guys just give your 2 cents on that. What do you think was the plan to win that fight?
I think that's one of the only guys that I'm not going to say respect, because I don't want to disrespect any of the fighters, but he's one of the only guys that I feel as though have the basic fundamentals to actually be able to compete with me and have a competitive fight with me. I think my hand speed will definitely play a factor in the fight. It'll be a very technical fight. We both have one-punch knockout ability. I think I have the advantage based on the fact of hand speed and etc. I don't think he's used to competing against other southpaw fighters. Majority of the guys that he compete against is conventional. I have experience in that. All of my brothers, they're southpaw. All my sparring comes from southpaw fighters. You know, so I'm not in unfamiliar territory at all.
Go ahead.
So now everyone has been waiting for you to make that turn into the championship fights, you know, because you've been active. But every time your fight will come up, they will mention you with those championship class fighters, but never give you that championship fight. So how is it now being amongst that fight coming up, you know?
We right on time. As far as everyone saying they want me to fight this person and that person. I understand that you want to get the fans what they want, but the fans also have to understand that this is my career. We have one shot at it. We want to make sure we cross our T's and dot our I's, and we're going to do everything to the best of our ability to keep this ball rolling. You know, we're not willing to jump out there and take unnecessarily risks too soon within our career. We wanted to get to 22, 23-0 before we started to make this move. We reached our goal, 22-0. Hopefully we get through this one. Like I said, our very next one will be for one of these world titles.
Sounds good. Now you mentioned your brothers, and you cannot talk to a member of the Russell family without mentioning the brothers as well. And these guys, you know, I've been following these guys since Gary was about 8 years old. But you talk about Alan, Antonio, Antoine, 3 National Golden Glove champions in the same family. DMVsportsZone viewers.
Most definitely.
2005 here. 2010 for Allen, and this year for Antonio, who won the Golden Boy Trophy, the #1 boxer at the Golden Gloves this year. as they look to advance maybe in the pro ranks, follow your lead, as well as your brother Gary Jones's lead, what advice do you have for them? What advice have you given them so far?
I told them not to listen to the critics. There's always going to be criticism no matter what you do. You're going to have guys that's going to like you, and you're going to have guys that's not going to like you. It's your job to continue to be the best fighter that you can be and the best person that you can be. You know, you can't please everyone with what goes on. Always be in the best of shape. Always told my brothers, if a guy was to beat me, which I don't see as being very, not happening. If someone was to beat me, they would definitely have to be more better skilled than me. You know, it would never be the fact of them out conditioning me not being in shape. It would never be a question with, dang, I should have trained harder, or I should have worked hard in the gym. That would never be a factor when it comes to me.
Yeah, speaking of training, how is it with the family of guys, the pure pedigree guys that in the ring, following your footsteps, your brother's footsteps, following, and your dad? How was that working with your dad, having all these guys with the stepping stone that he's having?
It's honestly pretty cool to watch the different sections of it, because when I'm preparing for a bout, I would watch how he would kind of step aside and give me more point-on-point training, whereas though people would think, well, if you go to that gym, all his attention is going to be on Junior. That's totally not the case. If I don't have anything coming up, I'm somewhat invisible to him. I'm somewhat invisible until it's time for us to actually prepare. So it's truly amazing, man. I appreciate my father and how he approaches the situation, man. And I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed, man, to have the family that we have and to have the pedigree and to be the one to actually lead this generation of wrestling.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, we talked to Antonio after the National Golden Glove. He says he understands that legacy you all have. He understands the importance and the pressure it has with that situation.
Most definitely. And a lot of people, to all of my opponents, to all the people that want to fight me, just know, when you fight me, I strive for the hunger of my people that really support me. When I'm going jogging in our neighborhood, it's guys that I've never seen before. They're stopping the cars, they're blowing the horn, they're telling me to keep pushing, keep moving forward. I love that. The motivation, people that are true fans, people that genuinely like me as the person that I am. When you fight me, you don't just compete against me, you compete against all those people. So it's a lot of people in the ring with you. Just know that.
Fantastic. Good. Go ahead.
I really want you to talk to the people that have never boxed. They don't know the sport, so they are always wondering something about this sport. I want you to go and give us the psychology of the boxer. When the door rings, tell us the first minute when you move from your corner before you exchange the first punch. What's going on in your brain? Put these guys in your brain as the fight progresses. What do you think? What's going on? It's a very unique sport.
Okay, it is. And a lot of people think that it's just brute strength, and it's totally not the case. It's very technical. It's very strategic. When I first get in the ring, in my mind, I've already won the fight. In my mind, there's nothing that the guy across the ring can bring to the table that I haven't seen before and that I cannot handle. The first round is the most important round to me. Why? In the first part of the fight, your opponent is at his strongest. He's at his best. That's the best he's going to be. He's going to be his fastest. He's going to be his strongest. His reflexes is going to be at his peak. Everything is there. This is the time for me to test all of that. This is the time for me to go out there. Let me test his reflexes. Let me test how quick he responds to what I'm doing. Let me test how he responds to the punches that I'm throwing. Let me, it's been in a somewhat, when I can slip the punch and avoid it and completely not get hit at all, I'll put my hands up and slip into the shot. Let me test his punching power. Let me test his punching ability. Let me test all of these things. I want to test all of these things within the first minute of the fight. That'll tell me everything I need to know about my opponent.
Good enough. Well, Gary Russell Jr., we wish you the very best. August 9th, and then onward and up from there to a world title.
World title, man.
Mr. Gary Russell.
After that,
Yes, indeed.
we're trying to unify.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. For Gary Russell Jr., I'm Gary Williams alongside Juan Marshall for the DMV Sports Zone. Check us out.